Just leaving Sedona here, going south on Arizona 89A highway towards Red Rock State Park. It's been a lot of fun riding around here in Sedona. Made the mistake of not putting the camera on the helmet, just riding around yesterday on this big loop around Sedona. But nonetheless, it's been just beautiful around here, stunning scenery, and I've got about 457 miles to get home to San Diego. I could do it all in one day, but I think I'm not going to do it all in one day, so I think I'm going to kind of take the long way home a little bit. I'm going to go south here to Prescott, Arizona, just taking a highway, sort of two-lane highway there, and then from there to Blythe, California. Probably spend the night there, and then get the rest of the way home tomorrow. So we'll see what today brings. All right, we are just off of I-17 South, and about 30 miles outside of Prescott. And it's just gorgeous country out here. I think we're going to go up over these mountains here, coming up here. At least that's what it looks like on Google Maps. But it's a bit windy out today, so that's it's slightly more challenging than it should be. But it's probably in the upper 70s. Just a beautiful, minus the wind, beautiful day for riding, and just kind of taking my time here, especially if I'm only going as far as Blythe. It's only going to be about maybe 4 hours today, something like that, so no reason to rush. Just enjoying this, and we'll see what's coming up the road here. All right, we are just leaving Prescott, Arizona, which was just a place I wanted to kind of come check out. I thought about spending the night out here maybe a few nights ago, and if I didn't stay in Sedona. But beautiful forest out here. I believe we're in what's called the Prescott National Forest. So kind of a cool old town. I think it was, established in the late 1800s or whatever. And now we are heading sort of south and west down to Blythe, California, where I'm going to make a decision when I get there if I'm going to stay there or and just sort of rest. We'll see what this ride entails, or if I'm going to just sort of fill up with gas and then drive what is probably going to be about 3 more hours to get home. And so it all depends on what happens here in the next, about 2 hours or so. Super windy, or I don't think it's going to be too technical of riding. Once we get out of this national park, the road looks fairly straight, but we shall see. So anyways, this is pretty beautiful out here, and I'm looking forward to eventually coming back out and hopefully doing some hiking and really just kind of spending some time out here a bit. So yeah, this is the Prescott National Forest. Yeah, so we'll see what the next couple of hours bring. All right, we're at like 6,100 feet here, elevation. I believe this is called Granite Mountain that we're probably going down the other side of this thing now. But some fun little twists and turns in here. Again, Nobody's in a big hurry here today, but just kind of some fun scenery here. And I believe once we kind of get over this mountain, this thing's probably going to get pretty straight and drop us slowly into California, actually. So that's the plan, at least. I've just kind of come up with these routes just by looking at Google Maps and just kind of trying to decide like what might be fun to ride. Maybe not too challenging for me, but also not taking super long. But I have kind of tried to avoid the freeways on the way back. If for no other reason, this was just an exploration mission, just to go see stuff. And highways are great for getting where you want to go, obviously super quick, but that wasn't for me on this trip. So anyways, just some fun mountain roads here. I think we're over the top of this because we are definitely heading down. But I'll be taking my time as I do not know these roads at all. I think we're only 6 miles outside of Prescott, so this is kind of cool. Maybe come back up here next year and ride some more of these roads. Just let this run for a little bit here. Get a view of what I'm kind of doing here. The first cars that I've passed, probably since I left town, actually. Big semi truck behind me, but we'll be way out in front of him. Alright, well, this is kind of fun. It's good, it's not wearing down the middle of my tire anymore. My back tire, we're kind of potentially limping into San Diego here either tonight or tomorrow. Definitely the tread is quite low down the middle, but like I said, I have been taking mainly straight roads this whole trip, out to San Antonio and then across Navajo Nation and everything. I was just barely turn the wheel at all. So, all right. All right. I believe this is called Granite Mountain that we are still coming down. I just passed a thing called Granite Mountain Hot Shots, so maybe as a memorial to them. But just wanted to share with you all some of the beautiful scenery that I'm taking in here. Truly, truly amazing, and it's just so interesting, the different types of mountains that are just within 100 miles of each other or less sometimes. That these really rocky mountains, and then you have these other sort of mesa type mountains, those kind of monument type mountains that are they're literally only maybe 200 miles away from here. So just fascinating. Look at this, the expanse. That's so cool. Just fascinating, the different types of mountains in this relatively small region. Um, so very fortunate that now seeing like I am literally only a day's ride away, about 350 miles, 300 miles or whatever from this. Not that we don't have our own amazing scenery in Southern California, but this is super cool. I will definitely be back. Just catch some of this last little bit of awesome scenery here. I'll have to look when I get home, or when I get to a stopping point to see what mountain range that is, but just beautiful. Yeah, it's been a fun ride so far today, and just in the last few minutes of those twisties coming down this mountain. I can imagine that being a lot of fun if you really knew the road, but look at this view here. This is pretty awesome. I've seen a few cyclists out today, motorcyclists that is. Actually, I've seen two Moto Guzzi 85 TTs, which I don't even see those in downtown San Diego that often, and there's a dealership right there in Little Italy, which is where I got my bike from, GP Motorcycles. And to see two within like an hour of each other out here was kind of cool. As a matter of fact, that's kind of the next bike that I'm kind of looking at. I would like to not necessarily do this whole trip again, but return to the Grand Canyon and Sedona, and Page, Arizona, but more with like a bike that had maybe some off-road capabilities. So, been looking at the 85 TT. So, anyway, it's kind of cool to see two of them literally within an hour of each other. So, I think we're out of the mountains here. Looks like we might be coming into a town. Fun stuff. This is, what is this called? This is Will Hoyt. Let's see what we see coming up over this. Look at that. That's just a really beautiful view here. A little windy, but that's okay. I think I've turned the handlebars at all for almost 10 miles actually. A lot of cactus on the side of the roads here. It's a little less breezy than what it was up on going over the pass, so that's nice. Looks like we're coming up to a freeway up here, although I don't believe that I'm getting on it, but nonetheless, just gorgeous views. Mountains behind me, mountains in front of me. Very cool valley that we're in here. Come into this valley here, and then suddenly back into these very large, very tall cactus. I think it's I want to say the Seguro cactus, but just kind of sticking up. I just kind of came over this mountain, and all of up everywhere. Almost looks like there's some Joshua trees over there too. Stopped to grab the picture, so I'll have to share that. But, see, like one 2-story tall cactus. Pretty cool. This pipe organ cactus. I wonder why on the north side of that national park. Fascinating road here. It's kind of funny, there's signs that say 20 miles to Wickenburg, 330 miles to Los Angeles. It's just odd to see those two places on the same sign, but cool nonetheless. We're about 15 or 20 miles outside of a small town called Aguila, Arizona, and just sort of cutting a straight line in the middle of this valley, down the middle of this valley. Still lots of these cactus, tall cactus. Don't turn the bike at all. At least 20 miles. And I think we still have another probably 50. Actually, until we get to Blythe, there's another 70 miles, but I read that Quartzsite is about 50 miles away. So, just another little taste here of what I'm seeing. Literally haven't turned at all. Just a straight line. It's about 94 degrees out, but I'm not feeling it. It's a dry heat, as they say. Got the vents open on my jacket, and moving pretty quick right now. So it's all good. So we have about 70 some odd miles left, and then we have to make a decision if spend the night and then continue on tomorrow morning all the way home, or we're going to go all the way home today. So we'll see in about 70 miles. Just passed through a very tiny town called Hope, Arizona. We're about 50 miles from Blythe. And these mountains, they just kind of keep on coming here. You get over one pass, and come down into a valley, and some more mountains. So, pretty cool. What I'm looking at here. Well, we are definitely headed home here. Right on the border of Arizona and California. Temperature, I think we're about 8 miles from Blythe, where I think we're going to stop for the night. It is quite warm, nearly 100 degrees out, and just my knees are hurting, just getting a little tired. 3,400 miles. There we go, just crossed into California here.
Welcome to California.
There we go. 3,400 miles in 10 riding days over the last 2 weeks. That seems like enough. Let's see what's going on here. I think we're okay. Okay. Good. So, in California, I think we'll stop for the day here, and at least stop and get gas in Blythe. Welcome to California. So stop and get gas and kind of sort out what's going to happen, but I'm fairly certain that I'm pretty much done for the day. Rather play it safe, get some rest, and then got about 250 miles